Hi friends, and welcome back to Finishing the Score. Today's video is a behind-the-scenes look at my current musical, It's the Lighthouse. We're going to take a look at what my collaboration process looks like with my collaborator, Amy Andrews, and we're going to look at the progress by the numbers so far. And stick around to the end of the video for some super exciting news about an upcoming performance of our work. My name is Julie Richardson, and I'm a musical theater composer and orchestrator. I make videos about composing, music software, and I share behind-the-scenes looks at my project like this video today. If that sounds like something you're interested in following along with, go ahead and hit subscribe. The musical I'm working on right now is an adaptation of the Virginia Woolf novel To the Lighthouse, with book writer and lyricist Amy Andrews. I'm excited to give a little behind-the-scenes peek at what our collaboration process looks like, and to take a look at the data of the progress we've made so far. Let's get into it. So Amy and I live in different cities, so we are working on this collaboration remotely. So what that looks like is that we've got weekly Zoom meetings to check in about the project and talk about what we're working on at the moment. Earlier on in the process, we would spend those collaboration meetings talking about the structure of the show as a whole and identifying what were the song moments we wanted to fill. Now that we kind of have a rough outline of what the show structure looks like and what songs we intend to write, we're kind of just moving down the list one by one, working on those songs. Once we are ready to really dig in and look at a specific song, we will spend some time during the meeting looking at the overall song structure, the concept, like what plot things do we want to have happen in the song, what character development, and how might that fit into a specific song structure that best supports that. Additionally, I love to leave the meeting with a specific hook line, a lyrical hook line, something that's going to be the title of the song, but also probably going to be the catchiest melody fragment in the song, because then I can start thinking about those melody ideas even before Amy has finished with the lyric. So once we finish that, we leave the meeting, we part ways, and we go do our own thing. We are working pretty much entirely lyrics first right now, so based on the discussion in our meetings, Amy will go off and write a lyric, and will pass it off to me when it is either partially or entirely complete, depending on where we're at. And so then I can go ahead and start working on melodic ideas. In a future video, I'll dig in more deeply about what my process is to actually write music when I receive a lyric from Amy. So during the week, we'll work on our own, sometimes sending each other text messages or emails with questions or thoughts about work in progress. And then we reconvene at the next collaboration meeting to talk about what we've written. All right, now that we've looked at the process, let's look at the numbers. This is the fun part. All right, so this is where we were at last time I shared an update video. That was March 14th. I can't believe it's been that long since I made an update. But we had only completed one song at that point. But since then, we have actually completed 4 songs. So in addition to those 4 songs, 2 of them have actually gone through rounds of rewrites, marked here. 1 rewrite for Simple Love Song, and we've actually done 2 rounds of rewrites for Lily's Vision. We just last night, as of today is July 19th, last night we got some feedback at the Musical Theater Writing Collective Lab. Our latest song, The Quest for R, is a fun one. It's a sea shanty featuring the character Mr. Ramsey. Alright, so at this point I have spent a total of 115 or so hours on the project. That works out to somewhere in the low 20s hours per month. We've completed the 4 songs. It's interesting looking at the split time spent by activity. So about 2/3 of the time has been spent on songwriting. That's actual time in Cubase, working on putting together song demos, arranging sections, or in Dorico, once I've got a more complete demo in Cubase, trying to just create cleaned up sheet music that I can distribute for lab to get feedback. It's been interesting looking at the time spent by month as well. It looks like March I really was able to push harder than the time that I have just allowed in the morning. I was able to do 34 hours in that month, suggesting that I was able to pull in some weekend time, but it looks like April through June have been a little bit more moderated as the realities of childcare and getting a baby to daycare in the mornings has has set in. Time spent by song. This is interesting. So the song that we spent the most time on is Lily's Vision. This is the I Want song for the show. And we really wanted to get it polished up and performance ready because it will be performed later this month. More on that later. But the Quest for R is the one that we spent the least amount of time on. That is the most recent song, but part of the reason for that is it's a sea shanty with a fairly spare accompaniment. It's basically got a persistent drum beat, and then there's some cello and guitar in through there. So it actually doesn't have any piano accompaniment at all in the demo right now, which tends to be what takes up a lot of the time when I'm doing these songwriting sessions. As a person who is not a pianist by training, I often am just like programming in note by note the piano parts. So that can be a little bit tedious. And Amy and I are so excited to share the news that 2 of our songs from To the Lighthouse have been selected to be featured in the Women of the Wings concert at 54 Below in New York City on Saturday, July 29th. The duet between Paul Rayleigh and Minta Doyle, A Simple Love Song, is going to be sung by Pablo Torres and Catherine Shore, while the I Want song for Lily's Vision, is going to be sung by Elena Waters. We are just over the moon about this. It's both of our New York City cabaret debuts, and I've actually not had any of my music performed publicly since the revival of my first musical, Hackbutt Tool, in 2017. So 6 years ago was the last time my music was performed in public. So I'm very excited about that. And the great news is that it will be recorded. So I will be posting those on my channel later on this summer. We are so excited to start sharing this music with the world, and if you are in New York City on July 29th, please come. I would love to see you there. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, and you may also be interested in watching my last video, which is a little bit of an under the hood look at the song What I See in You and some of the composition choices I made for that. All right, thanks so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye!
Finishing